In this video, I'm going to go over floor assemblies and how to draw the floors into your project. So if you were working on a project in the earlier stages where you're just kind of working on the design, you probably wouldn't go and develop a series of floor assemblies. You might just do one and then find other means of adding that material in terms of the renderings and things like that. But we're actually going to go through and generate a series of floor types given the materials that we're going to be having for finishes. So, there may be some differences from one project to another, depending on what you'd like to use for your project, but I will go through how to develop a few of them, and then you can make adjustments as necessary. So I'm in level 1, and this is going to be, so this is on, close to the top of grade. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a slab on grade for this level. So I'm going to go to floor, and I am going to choose a floor. Let's see what we have here. Some options, concrete with VCT. Let's start with that one. Okay, so edit type. And now what we're going to do is rename it. And this first one is going to be 5 inches of concrete. Try that again. 5 inches of concrete. Oh, I edited it in the wrong place. 5 inches with, let's just say, let's do the bathrooms first. So I'm going to say ceramic tile and say, okay. You could choose other materials like stone or, that's sort of up to you. So right now, VCT is short for vinyl composition tile. I'm going to click on this and change the material to tile. I'll search for tile, and I'm just going to choose this kind of generic mosaic gray tile. Okay. Let's see here. So we have concrete, and I'm also going to change this to 5 inches thick. For the tile, so again, this was based on a vinyl composition tile, which is very thin. I'm going to make this actually 1/2 inch, figuring that this tile will sit on top of a layer of cement backer board. So that will, help to keep it level in case the slab itself is not. So we'll have those two materials, concrete slab and that ceramic tile. And the tile itself isn't 1/2 inch, but it's accounting for, the adhesive plus the cement backer board that's below it. And, it could even be a little bit thicker, but for the time being, this is fine. Okay, now I'm going to say, okay. Right now I can go and begin to draw them. Now I'm going to use, I guess, a rectangle tool since I have rectangular bathrooms. And I have these back-to-back bathrooms, so I'll just put them in one floor type. Okay, so I'm going to do ceramic tile in those two, or in the bathrooms, and then I'm going to do a carpet or similar product for the other one. So concrete, 5 inches ceramic tile, and I will go around, and I'm basically just centering these. Maybe I'll use my grid here to snap to, but it should center them. Now this, oops, what I wanted to do was make that all the way over. So let's move that line from here to the center. Okay, and hit check mark and do one more. Architecture floor, same floor type. Okay. Now, one thing that I need to make an adjustment about is where that is relative to level 1. Okay, so when they pour the slab, it's typically just one continuous slab. They don't change the level of the slab in most instances to account for different floor thicknesses. And, as this is 1/2 inch, I basically want to keep my top of slab at the same level. I want it to be level 1. So what I'm going to do here is change all of these to 1/2 inch. Now again, this is just the finish thickness. So I'll go along here and I'll change these all to 1/2 inch. You know, so you could do this while you're making the floor. That would sort of save you a little bit of time. Okay. Check. Oops. Let's see here. What I'm gonna do. Double check. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Right. Now, I'm now going to make a second floor type. So I'm going to floor and I'm going to edit the type. And this time I'm going to duplicate this type. And this one I'm going to call carpet. And I'm going to say okay. And okay. So let's go back to that again. And I'm going to change this to carpet. Pick the carpet and say okay. And I'm going to leave it at 1/2 inch. So actually, these will both be the same. This will be the same as the ceramic tile, thinking that there's, you know, they're not just going to put carpet directly on the slab, that there will be some kind of carpet pad. So it's probably going to be a little thicker. Okay, and apply and okay. Right now, here is where I could just go ahead and put that in at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I can start drawing. Now, in this case, this is a little bit more complicated. I need to go around the entire plan and draw in the areas. I think I'm going to need to adjust that so that they're snapping to the center lines. And it's going to go under the walls, even though that's not really how the carpet would be installed. But again, this is just to make it easier for us to generate finished schedule later on. So I'm just going around here. And I should have just started this at the corner, but I didn't do that. And then let's come down here and let's fix this. We're going to move it from its current location up to that grid line and hit the check mark. Okay, so that whole area will be carpet. And it is positive 1/2 inch above the level. So again, our concrete slab will be, the top of the concrete will be at level 1. Okay, so now for level 2, for our floor assemblies, we need to create a new floor as well. But this time I'm going to, you know, and I don't have my walls in place yet, so that might cause a little bit of a problem as I do this. But what I'll do is I'll take you through the process of generating the floor assemblies, and I won't actually draw them all in here. Okay, but here's going to be the difference here. Edit type, and then, oh no, I don't want that. I want to do it like this. I want to choose a different type. We're going to do wood truss joist. We'll start with this carpet finish. Edit the type, and here I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to name it. It's going to be a 16-inch joist, so we can get some longer spans. Carpet finish. Say okay, and edit the structure. So this looks like it's a smaller member. I'm going to change this to that 1 foot 4-inch dimension. I will have this plywood sheathing, but I'm also going to add another layer under this structure section here, and we're going to create something called a topping slab. But we'll just use concrete. Let's say it's lightweight concrete. Okay. and it's going to be only 1.5 inches thick, 1.5 inches. Okay, and our carpet, as we had done before, would have maybe a carpet pad and then the carpet. So why did that dimension do that? Let's change this to 1.5 inches. We've got the plywood sheathing on top of the joist, and we can say okay. And apply and okay. Right, now I will go ahead and just, make a few lines here. I'm not going to do the entire floor like I had done before, just to kind of allow this to, you can see it's not able to snap to the walls because there are no walls on this floor. And then I'm going to hit the check mark. Okay, would you like the walls to go up to the toes? Don't attach it. Okay, so we are on level 2 and we have this floor here. And again, I would really want that to be centered on those walls, but I need to add them in order for that to happen. But another thing that I want to make sure of is that, again, the height of it is 1/2 inch above, so that that topping slab is at level 2. Okay, so similar to how we did the last one, let's say I want to do tile or something in the bathroom. I would go to edit the type, create a duplicate, and when I edit the structure, and when you duplicate it, you would rename it to be ceramic tile. And when you edit the structure, you would change that out to a tile. Okay, now other floor materials that you might have, perhaps you go with a thicker, like a stone, maybe let's say the lobby of on level 1 wants to be, a more durable sort of material. Maybe carpet's not a good idea. Maybe carpet's fine, depends on the carpet. But let's say I wanted to do a stone tile or something like that down there. I might go to floors here and I would look for the 5-inch slab on grade with ceramic tile. Say I start with that, edit the type, duplicate the type, call it stone or something like that. And in this case, if I did have stone instead, I could look up stone and cast a Scrabble, nothing there. See what else we can find. What I would do in this case is, since there's no stone in there, is I would create a new material type. Down here to the bottom, duplicate material and assets. I'm using that stone tile, and in this case, maybe I just call this stone. And you could change characteristics of this, but just at least so that there is some other material type. And apply and okay. Oh, we're going to name this stone. Apply and okay. And then you would be able to do that. Now, if it's stone, it's probably going to be a little bit thicker. So let's say the stone itself is 1/2 inch plus, we have, again, some kind of underlayment material in there. It could be maybe, perhaps it's the total thickness is 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch or something like that. And so I could say, okay, and okay. Now, one of the things though, is that instead of making it 1/2 inch offset, whatever thickness you made that material is what you would set it at again, so that the concrete slab is consistent in terms of its height. So, in this case, I would do it 3/4 of an inch, and I would go ahead and draw that. And I'm going to cancel that. I think you get the idea. Now, one more thing for the exterior spaces. So the entrance to my my rooms is going to be along this wall. So there would be a walkway along here. And it would be common to just have the concrete exposed in these areas. So these would require another floor type. And instead of having some kind of finish, you would not have a finish at all. It would just be concrete on the top there. So if that were the case, let's say I go to floor here and I go to concrete. I'll start with my carpet, edit type, duplicate that type, and just call it 5-inch concrete. Okay, edit this, and I would click on that layer and delete it and say okay, and apply and okay. And then I could go ahead and draw in some boundary that would represent that concrete slab. Okay, now this one would be set to 0 inches. Okay, so I'm going to hit the check mark. And again, we're looking to have the concrete level. And if there's no finish, then that means we wouldn't need to like raise it up. Okay, so that's it for the floors. So you want to add floors to both level 1 and level 2. Interior and exterior spaces. If you have some thoughts about finished materials that you would like to use and you need some more information about how thick to make that part, then let me know. Thank you.